Hey there, it's Sunday morning, and I just released a video on making this thing right here. And this is something I did quickly, very quickly. Actually, I started on Friday afternoon, and I finished it yesterday morning, and edited the video quickly after that. And you should have watched it this morning, okay? And the interesting, I could say it's interesting, aspect of this is how I made the drawers with the steel studs. Kind of a neat way. I made a toolbox way back before YouTube. That had, but I did it differently. I folded up the ends. They didn't have the wood on the front and the back. But I did it this way, thinking it'd be more approachable for the average woodworker, because for some reason they'll work with wood no problem, but they don't seem to want to work with metal. So just making straight cuts on the ends of these steel studs would get you there. And yeah, that's that. I don't really have a use for this. I wanted to get a video done for today, and I know I've got a bigger project that I need to get done. It's not the chairs, I'll talk about it in a bit, that I know I wouldn't be able to get done I couldn't even start it today, basically. I'm out here just now cleaning up. But then I did make a big mess doing this yesterday and the day before. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. Like I said, I don't have a use for it, but I'll probably bring it down to the basement, bring it to my so-called electronics room, which is basically just a closet full of junk right now. But, you know, sometime in the future, we'll get there. Like I said, I'm cleaning up the shop to get started on the bigger project. The bigger project is actually a desk for my office, but not a desk. It's more of a table. What I have in my office right now is a shelf that's fastened right to the wall, and on top of that are the monitors. I have 3, and that's not 3, that's 4, but my fingers don't bend that good. 3, let's say 3 monitors, and I've got 2 speakers, the speakers that I made, which sound really good. They sit on the shelf, and I want something that's freestanding instead for all that stuff to go on, except I want to make it so that I can put the computer inside. And the reason why I want to put the computer inside is because I had yet another computer failure. This one was in the cards, though. This is the computer that I was using in my living room that used to be my editing computer way back. I bought in 2013, maybe 2014. And then when I upgraded my editing computer, I moved that to my living room and put it in that walnut case that I made a video about, and was using that up until I built the console to replace it. And I had to rush through the console basically to get that done so I could replace that, because it was dying then. It kept shutting off, randomly shutting off. And I figured it was a power supply, and I changed the power supply, but that didn't solve it. So yeah, that finally completely conked out the other day. And it's the one I had down in my basement. And I've been really enjoying my basement. Okay, really enjoying that room that I have down there. So I need to get a computer back. So in the interim, I moved my editing computer down there so that I can still use the room to watch movies and listen to music. But any editing I need to do, I can do down there as well, which I edited this video down there. It's not as comfortable as my office, but it'll do for now until I get the new desk built. And to go in the new desk, I bought new gear, I bought new CPU, new motherboard put the CPU in, new hard drive, SSD, NVMe or NVMe hard drive. I'll also use the one that's in the editing computer. Like, the editing computer would be down in my basement, but I'm taking some of the stuff from that as well. Graphics card, RTX 2080. I don't need that in the basement, that's for sure. I got another one, a GeForce 750 Ti that was in the other computer that I can put in that computer in the basement. Good enough for what I'm doing down there. And yeah, upgrade my editing computer to something a lot more modern, because that's getting old too. I did that upgrade, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago to that, and yeah. And then it was a couple of years ago, not even 2 years ago, I think, that I bought the 2080 graphics card. And that was to replace 2 Radeon cards. Yeah, I know I'm losing a lot of you guys, but some of you guys are into computers and that kind of stuff, so I talk about that a little bit. And that's my motivation for building this new desk and putting off the chairs that I was going to build, because I know you were thinking that. What about those chairs, John, you were talking about? Well, I'll build the chairs after I do the desk. I want to get through the desk or table, whatever the heck it is, quickly, get that out of the way, get that set up in there, get everything back to normal. When you get older, you like normal. You want normal. You want situation normal, okay? So I want to get that, I want to get my office back, because recliner, sitting back, editing, you know, beautiful, wonderful. I hate sitting up in one of those office chairs, you know, knees tucked into a desk. That's not for me. I need to be reclining, okay? Feet up, you know, relaxed, get the stuff done, feel good about it. Anyway, so the chairs, I called a local upholstery place, 2 places actually. The best price I got was $600 for the 4 cushions that I'll need, which came as a surprise to me a little bit. But now that I'm thinking about it, and now actually that I've decided that I'm going to make them myself, and I've ordered the material, now this price makes more sense. So I'm actually thinking that I'll take the foam that I ordered and the material that I got, which is fake leather, in 2 colors, red and black. I'm going to make 1 chair red, 1 chair black, you know, because I can. I'm thinking I'll take that stuff to them and let them make the cushions with it. Because the labor on that, you know, they broke down the price. The labor was $240. And like, I don't have a sewing machine. My options for doing the cushions would be plywood on the bottom, staple the material to that, and then you got a cushion that's hard on one side. That's good for the bottom, but what about the back? You know, you got plywood on the back. You have to cover with that more material. And then you got to try to fasten that, probably fasten it with some sort of glue. You know, better to have cushions that you can flip over every once in a while. You know, that's better. So that's the way I'm leaning. So once I get the foam, I haven't got the foam yet, I'll probably throw that in the van and bring them down to them and see what they can do with it. I'll give them the exact measurements, and then I'll build the chairs to fit the to fit the cushions, right? And I got all, like I talked about this before, I got the wood and everything. I've got the drawings made. I got all the angles figured out, so I'm ready to go on that once I get through this desk. I got to get that done. I got to get my computer back. And, you know, it's kind of exciting getting new gear for computers. I like building computers, you know, except, like, I like the building part until it comes time to press the switch to turn it on. This is very, you're filled with trepidation. You know, what if it doesn't start? What happens then? What are you going to do? You know, it's like if you're driving somewhere long distance, and it's like empty, barren spaces, and you stop, you know, because you're gonna piss, right? You get out of your vehicle, you go piss, right? You come back, your vehicle's stopped, the engine is stopped. What do you do? And it won't start. What do you do? You know, I'm pretty good with mechanical stuff. I'm pretty good with cars, but these modern things, man, you got to get on the phone. You got to call somebody to tow you out of there. You're into a fortune then. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on this fine Sunday morning. And I'll get started on the table/desk, possibly later on today, or definitely tomorrow morning.
There was a complication when we cured the industrial disease. The vaccine had an unintended side effect. Sterility. Only one more generation of our species could survive. It was a desperate time.